Okay, are we alive? Boy, I look crazy. The funny part is it's less crazy than I looked shortly ago. Let me share the stream, as is per usual, over on the Discord. Here is our channel. Everyone, live now. Okay. Keep using the start button because I have been using a Mac a lot lately. Okay, so we're live then? I think we're live. Oh, I am rusty. I gotta get chat going. I think that's Wereworm saying good evening, which heck yeah. You know you gotta get Wereworm up in the place, or else it would not be a stream. Dave says, yes, live. Very good. Alright, let me just get my windows all adjusted and then we shall begin. Okay, so, I got a drill in front of me because why not? Let's see if I can remember my hotkeys as usual. Oh, wait, yes, okay, I haven't totally lost it. I just thought I'd do a quick overhead view so that you can see. You really can't see the chaos that well. It's a lot of chaos. Because I may not have been streaming lately, but I have been up to a frickin' bunch. Let's see. Let's do these one by one. Blow through them and then get to some NES stuff. The drill is here because I have been drilling holes in PCBs. So the Discord knows that I have been messing around with etching PCBs again. It has been a lot of fun. It has been a pain in the ass, as you can see in yonder corner. Still not perfect, but that's because I was not focusing on the application of the resist film for this run. I was focusing on my exposure time, but still got something that was good enough to be usable, and I only have to fix like 4 traces. There's actually one trace that's always going to be dead, but that's because I fucked up the socket. Anyway, this is my first tester board, because I wanted to make PLCC 84 breakouts that I could use these potentially with the Lattice CPLDs for futzing on a breadboard. But mainly, what I've got in there right now is one of those MIPS CPUs, the 32-bit, the MIPS 32, but it's like the MIPS 2 instruction set or something. I don't know. MIPS instruction sets are kind of a pain in the butt, because there's a bunch, and yeah, I don't know why I said MIPS 32, because it's a 32-bit MIPS chip, but MIPS 32 is a different instruction set from a MIPS 2 chip that is 32 bits, because Lawless is here. Hey, we have a good amount of people here early. Jacob is also here. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm going over my past adventures. So the thing is, I haven't been around because I haven't been working on NES stuff in particular. Been busy with family stuff. My kid just turned 1, which is very exciting. My wife did all the hard work for that, but so that was like a whole week of planning and people being over. And then this past week, I was actually road tripping back to Michigan from LA, which was pretty freaking cool. A friend moved country, and I am taking his car, but he was trying to figure out getting it shipped, never got a chance to really figure it out before he left the country, and then was like, can you figure it out? And I was like, if it's going to cost me $100 friggin' to ship a car, then I'm just going to ship myself to LA and drive back, because hey, I'm working remote, and you know, I want to do that kind of adventure at least once in my life, and my wife was actually let me do it, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, that was the whole last week, was driving, waking up, working, driving, going to sleep, waking up, working, driving. Totally worth it though. It was a blast. I probably, this isn't tech stuff. This isn't projects, so I probably shouldn't waste too much time with it. But I did. Let's see, highlights. I got a fry bread taco in Oklahoma City. Heck yeah. What was the other? Because St. Louis was cool. I've always wanted to go to St. Louis. I don't know, just because of the Gateway Arch, and it's like not that far away from me, but it feels like some like distant southern city, even though it's really not. It's a very Midwestern city, but I'm from Michigan, so it seems southy to me. So that was cool, and I got some of their crazy Chinese food, because they have crazy Chinese food, and I saw the actual desert for the first time in my life, which was fucking crazy, and I super recommend it. Oh my god, Dirt Piper is even here too. Anyway, so that trip was really awesome, but I'm glad to be home. Yes, so etching boards. This one came out. It's got that MIPS chip in it. I broke the socket putting it into here, which honestly is the fact that I only broke one pin trying to get the socket pins all lined up. It's this one. You can't really see it, but there's just an empty hole there. But I drilled all the holes manually, so the fact that out of 84 pins, I managed to get it in there at all, and only one of them. I stressed it until it broke. So yeah, the fact that it's in there at all. Pretty good, I think. But my drill bit broke while I was working on it, so that's why it's only halfway done. But that leads me to also cool news. Oh, this is also fun because it's hold on. Part of the design. It's not just a breakout. I wanted to be able to put it on my breadboard, so chunk. These pins up here slot into the power rail, and these expose power. So that's fun. Right. Anyway, that's that. Next item on the agenda of catching up. Oh, right. Firstly, you will find I am wearing my finest pajama pants, because that's the only way I was going to make this happen. Because I have no time. But I got it. I brought all my stuff down and I haven't organized or arranged it at all. But part two, that is related to part one, is so those are end mills and drill bits for, oh lord, the cheap-ass router that just came in the mail. Which is fine, because all I want to do is cut boards out and stuff, but I figured I finally pretty much got my etching process down, so I'm going to do a 1-2 thingy of etching, and then drilling and cutting on the CNC. So, I'm going to be setting that up tonight. But there you go. Oh, well, no. I was almost thinking about taking one of the drill bits out of there and chucking it in the drill and just finishing this off for the first bit of the video, but you didn't come here for that. Okay, so that is trip, PCB etching. Oh, I'd love to show you my setup too, but it would just be too much of a pain in the butt. Well, I can do this. You can see my crappy basement. Wouldn't be the first time. So, yeah, basically impossible to see. But just past the drum set, this table there, you can kind of see this folding table in the back, is my PCB lab. And thankfully you're a long way away from it because it's horrifically messy. But the thing worth mentioning about it is I have not seen this done before, but this guy right here is a little Dell portable DLP projector on a tripod. And it's nothing super special. It is a 1024 by 768 native resolution, I think. So not crazy. But the reason that it is there is that the mercury, like, it's basically an arc lamp in there. I don't know my lamps super well, but it's a mercury-based lamp that puts out a bunch of sorry, Motorhorse says, looks better than my basement. I also just cleaned this because people were over for the kid's birthday, so you don't see, spots of cat vomit and whatnot. Anyway, DLP projector. So the thing is, I did this on a whim because it was a $50 eBay projector that was actually like a 45-minute drive away from me. So I thought, worst case scenario, it doesn't put out enough UV and I have to like modify it and either see if I can take the UV filter off the bulb or just friggin' make a hole in the side of the thing and shine high intensity UV light into it, whatever. The thing is, it's a DLP projector, so it should, I mean, there's bleed, but it should much more than like an LCD shutter projector. It's only going to toss light for the most part where the mirrors are pointed. So I figured might work really good for exposing with like pretty good resolution. There we go, poke. Anyway, point being there, it's worked fantastically well, actually. And I have a whole setup because it's sitting... I'm going to stop pointing. You get the idea. You've seen it. It's sitting on top of the laptop that I actually just retired and have been trying to decide, like, I should probably do something with this thing. So it's plugged in, headless, except that the head is the DLP projector. And I was gonna get like super overly fancy with it, and then I realized that I can just SSH into the thing and fire up Firefox in kiosk mode and serve it a 1024 by 768 image, and bada bing, bada boom, you're done. So the nice thing about that too is I used to be like plugging and unplugging my MacBook Pro with it when I first started messing with the setup. But now that I've got that there, I don't have to keep shifting things, and things don't keep getting bumped around. So, like, I haven't calibrated that setup in weeks, and it's like I use a little piece of like a Vero board, like pre-drilled matrix board, to calibrate it, make sure the scale is basically right, the holes are lining up to my holes, and yeah, since I'm not moving it or bumping it or unplugging and replugging it, like, it stayed perfectly fine calibrated, so it's kind of a sick setup now. So, yes, that's the etching story. Anything else I need to go over before... Oh, Dirt Piper says, "Oh Lord, I've missed a metric buttload, haven't I?" No, you haven't. I mean, none of this was streamed. This is me catching everyone up on what I've been doing while I've been not streaming. So that's that. Started a new engagement at work. One of the reasons that I had a bit of extra time relatively recently because we were between engagements, but now I'm on a new engagement, so I'm also a little busy there. But I'm going to try and get back into the swing. Motor Horse, which, by the way, you're new, I think. I'm not familiar with your name. But also it makes me think that because you're saying, nice CRT collection, by the way. Mine mostly consists of TVs rather than monitors. If I get any more, I'm pretty sure my girlfriend will drop one on my head in my sleep. Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt for your hobby. I wish I had just like one pretty decent CRT TV, only for video game purposes, which is yet another thing that I have had zero time. That's not true. A couple weeks ago, I was playing Persona 5, finally. I broke down and said, people have been talking about this game for a while. I'm going to check it out. And it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I'm a big JRPG person. Okay. I think that's it, and we can get down to business. As mentioned... Oh, Motorhorse says, I usually don't post. I'm generally a lurker. That is super cool. I tend to be a lurker myself. Dirt Piper says, have you seen the giant chocolate bar you made me get? I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, so you're going to need to fill me in. Yes, so that leads... I remember now, actually. There was one last thing. It's about making PCBs. So there's... if you've never seen this gigantic piece of shit, it's quite small, but it is a gigantic piece of shit. This... Oh! This makes me remember, I knew there was actually something else. So this is my programmer for my Lattice CPLDs. I don't even remember now, because I was looking up to try and find where I found the schematic for this. I mean, it's I think it's just a JTAG programmer. I think these lattice CPLDs actually are programmed via JTAG, and so I think it's just a parallel port JTAG thingy that's overcomplicated. But anyway, when I bought these CPLDs, I bought them without thinking too hard about it. Then I was like, I'll find a programmer, and then I found a schematic at some point. So I have been using this for literally since 2017 at least, is when I built this. And it's worked just fine. It's broken a lot because it's a lot of just soldered on wires. So that's I think my first project. Well, I don't think I'm doing it right now. Now that I've got things kind of dialed in with the start of PCB manufacturing, I am actually going to cut a proper board of that that's not going to break so much, because apparently the schematic is gone, and because I can't find it now. Like I said, I was looking for it again to try and make sure that me like reverse engineering this thing was at least somewhat accurate, and I can't find it anymore. So it's a good thing that I'm writing it down now and going to make a new copy so that it doesn't break some more in the future. Or rather, if it does break, I have a schematic and I have a board layout. So, yeah. But the thing that I forgot was, I posted about this on the Discord. I got some of these. I'm always buying eBay chips these days. It's become a problem. But these are more, they're EPLDs, which I don't even know if, Dave, you can tell me what the difference is between an EPLD and a CPLD. Are these once programmable? I don't know. But they're Xilinx CPLDs. The thing is, there was a sale of 60 of them. I have many tubes sitting over there for $30. So I figured for 50 cents a pop, if I can figure out how to program the damn things, having, you know, what is for my purposes basically an unlimited supply of CPLDs that are as, if not more powerful than the lattice ones that I've been using. Couldn't turn that away. It was $60. But I have no idea how to program them. I might. Oh, I actually did. I forgot. I put in a best offer on the programmer for them, the actual Xilinx programmer. But the thing is, it's one of those programmers where it's like a base unit with a header on it, and then you set the programming adapter for the particular like footprint of chip that you're using. You plug it in, and nobody seems to have the one for PLCC84. But I figure if I can get this for not an insane price, which I haven't checked, then maybe that will help me reverse things. Maybe I can probe it and logic analyze it or what have you to figure out. The nice thing about having 60 of those goddamn things is that I can trash several of them trying to figure that out until I get one that actually programs, and then yeah. So yeah, reading comments on that. Where said, will the programmer also work for the Xilinx CPLD? No. See, that's the thing is, also as far as I can tell, those this Xilinx part, which Dave is saying is apparently old as all hell. XC. So it's not, well, it's not XC3000, it's XC7372. Which I don't know if you meant XC73XX, because that is a whole family. Anyway, they are old as hell. Yeah, Dave says like mid-1990s. Like the lattice part too. It looks like, you know, that's a period that I don't know much about with programmable logic, but it seems like that was a real crossover period for things going from, like, you know, EEPROM-ish technology to JTAG programmable stuff. Yeah, Dave said 73XX been beating on the exact stuff, which does both. And where one was asking XC95144, no, they are. Well, I just said. So anyway, as far as, firstly, even if they were JTAG programmed, the fun thing is they give the most concrete technical information they give in the like datasheet / user manual is what pins are IOs, and there's also a master reset pin, and that's it. They don't tell you what the pin's alternative programming functions are. I cannot find that anywhere. So I'm assuming it's like an EEPROM where it's probably a high voltage programming situation that is weird and unique. Yeah. But anyway, seems like that period was the crossover from things being more like that to things being standardized and JTAGgy and stuff. But we'll see if I get that programmer. That would really solve the whole problem. But how long have we been going? Like at least, oh no, only 20 minutes. I was going to say a half an hour. Yeah, only 20 minutes of intro. I had a whole other thought. I potentially found the ROMs for a programmer that does support programming these chips. So that's also a thought, is if I can't get that programmer or whatnot, I might try reversing those ROMs, which is a real tall order, but could be cool. That even if I figure out, if I like reverse it enough to get to the part where I figure out what pins it's turning on and off and what order and all of that good stuff, I still then have to make inferences about what those pins are actually attached to, and then I'm also back at the point of, then I'm probably going to kill a few of these, figuring out what pins are what, which, I mean, it's a PLCC 84, so that's a lot of permutations. So I don't know. Okay. Motorhorse said, I actually forget when I subscribed and how I found you. It was a while ago. I just saw NES modding and I clicked. God bless you. Let's get into it. Yeah, Wereworm said CPLD programming specs are usually secret. That doesn't surprise me, because that way you can sell your programmer and sell and license the algorithm to people who make programmers. Not shocked. Actually, I'm kind of shocked that I think more modern CPLDs are programmed by a JTAG, but what actually happens over the JTAG interface to do the programming is proprietary to their software too. Motorhorse. Oh, and I also meant to say Trey says hey, and I say hey Trey because I haven't seen Trey in a frickin' while. Okay. Motorhorse says, I need to get a reprogrammer so I can attempt to revive a TI-99-4A that I got recently. I'm still trying to diagnose it, but I'm pretty sure it's the GROM chip or something. Not sure, still learning. Isn't the GROM chip like the one that you cannot replace? I do not know. Alright, let's go. Overhead. Do some work. So, last we met, and I'm going to have to sort all this stuff out and figure out what's plugged in and what's not. It's going to be fun, because I haven't gotten set up. What we had was this card. It's but it's done, basically. Everything's wired up, and making the card has caused our weird, spurious issues to go away. And it's a working card. So then the next thing, and I think we were playing with this a little bit last time and I just had zero time, but I have a little more time today, so that's good. This thing is plugged into this thing using one of the pins that's basically a general purpose input for our purposes, and we're using that general purpose input to bit bang RS-232 from this FTDI onto this thingy, with the intent being this way we can dump software into RAM and run it and not have to keep swapping out the ROM. And I want to say last time, did we actually get it working? Like, did we manage to jump into bootloaded code? I don't know. Also, Dave says, EPLD is erasable programmable logic device in Xilinx's nomenclature. Weird. Dirt Piper says, the chocolate bar being the technically 3 personal irises now sitting in my... How did you get 3 fucking personal irises? How did you get a personal iris, much less 3? I magicked my way into mine. I don't know how I got mine. Jesus Christ, man. That's awesome. But Jesus. Trey said, I've been doing 3D printing stuff, made a third scale. I assume you made a 1/3 scale, because it just says a 1/3 Mac SE30. Unless you made a third of a Mac SE30, which is a Mac SE10. Motorhorse says, might be thinking of the wrong one, not gonna lie. Kind of hard to research as there isn't much love for the TI-99 compared to its competitors. Everyone knows Adrian of Adrian's Digital Basement. He did a bunch of TI-99 for a repairage a while back, so check that out. I assume that there is good TI-99 community gathered around that. I had one briefly, but I turned it on twice and broke it. Oh, right, because this is a TI-99 4A keyboard. Dirt Piper says, by working for a museum, I became their SGI guy and got to take them all home. Okay, what museum is this, Dirt Piper? I mean, there's not a lot of them. Yeah, Motorhorse said, yeah, that's pretty much the only video I can find of any merit. So sorry. I just destroyed them. Okay, so let me get situated. Let me get this plugged in. I definitely need to find a cable for plugging in purposes, I think. Unless I had one around. I don't know. My desk is such an ungodly mess. No, I do have one. Okay. So we got that. So we got that going for us, which is nice. So there's that. NES power. Let's see if video is coming through. Okay, let's. Okay, power is plugged in, but is power plugged into the power that is plugged in? You know what I mean? No? Let's just hit the power button and see. Yes, it turns on. It turns on, ladies and gentlemen. So let's. Game. It's probably not. No, it is running. Great. Okay. So we got to go back and look at what the state of whatever we have on that ROM is. So to the desktop. That will be our next stop. And we'll actually do a bunch of code today, which it's been a while. I'm kind of really looking forward to this. I wish I were a better live coder, because I think live coding is cool. Again, I think I have mentioned this before, but I pretty much decided to start streaming because of Zoding. However you say his name. Anyway, because he's the shit. But I feel like he's a lot better at live coding and keeping that interesting than I am. So, you have been warned. Trey said Usagi just did a TI-99 video. Indeed. And Dirt Piper says, the VCF Museum at InfoAge. Aha! Then I probably know who you are. Not that, like, I'm a super big VCF member, but I mean, I've been to InfoAge a few times. I've said before, I used to live on the East Coast for a bit, so I have been there. Trey said, when I worked for the University of Arkansas in the early 2000s, we had a storage building. There were hundreds of personal Iris machines in various states of repair. We viewed them as trash. Of course you did. I think I've said before, I have spent a bunch of my career due to family nepotism. No, it's not that bad. But my dad has been an automotive designer, draftsman for a bajillion years, so that's where I got my foot in the door of real career. And so the cool thing about that one is that in automotive design, in any kind of design, but I mean, any place where they're doing CAD, those old jobbies have some real strong memories of their SGI workstations, and great old stories. Of course, none of them are kicking around anymore, but they have good Unix war stories. Okay, I am going to have to. Oh, Dirt Piper said, I just started working there this January. Exhibited for the VCF East this year, was part of the big SGI exhibit. I saw that exhibit on somebody's coverage. Okay, then I probably don't know who you were because I stopped going. Well, I moved in 2017, so. Okay, I'm going to have to ignore chat now. As much fun as chat is, we need to remember where the hell we're at. Anybody let me know if the stream quality is not good enough to read the assembly very well. I can never get a good read on that, but it shall be what it is. I can up the size a little bit if you want. The main thing is we're right here, right? So this is a bit of what we did last time, because I know we zhuzhed with the ROM a little bit last time, because it used to print a byte. Now it prints OK and goes into the serial boot loop. So the question is, was this working? And I'm not sure we knew that at the time. Yeah, it looks like the way that the code is set up, it was pretty much ready to go. But let's... I think where I was at was... you'd think I could have watched the end of the last video, but did we send a payload? This is all coming back to me now. I think we sent a payload, and we actually did manage to boot something. Let me, because this is we definitely had a payload. XVI 32. Let me look in my history here. Reopen. Yes, boot test.solid rocket booster. That sounds familiar. So the way, for people who missed the last one, or I mean, I did the last one and I don't remember how this works. More or less, what you do is you send the something. You send the address to load it at, and the size of the payload. But I'm sure you can't read this because it's tiny. It's 8100, which is our payload size 81? Wait, that might make sense. Because if it's little endian, then this would be our size. But wait, no, that doesn't make any damn sense, because this is not 81 hex bytes. So that ain't right. Oh, no, that might be... Oh, yeah. No, this is seeming right. Ish. I think maybe these were... Yes, it's expecting it to come in big endian. So 8100 is our target address, which that makes sense. I think that's our SRAM. Yes, it is, because the first 256 bytes of the second half of memory is our floppy controller. So right, 8100 is the address, and then it's saying 16 bytes of payload, and then we were doing stuff. Let me just fucking send this. I think we were using TerraTerm. Yes, this is all coming back to me now. Serial COM9. Yes, please. Righto. I guess let's go back to game. So I think if I send this payload, we will whether it worked or didn't, and I think it did. Then we're back where we were, which means I can continue building this this sweet tool chain. So, you want to boot for me? This cartridge is loose in here, so okay. Send file. I should probably make sure I'm actually at 9608N1. Yes, I am. Oh, right, that was the whole thing, which somebody pointed out to me. Feels good how quickly this is rushing back to me. We have to really adjust the pacing, because I was saying I have no idea why I have to adjust the pacing. It was because, as someone pointed out to me last time, probably Wereworm, because we're printing the characters as they come in, and when we print a character, we're waiting for VSync every time. That's what's slowing us down. And we're doing bit bang, so it doesn't start to read the next thing until, yeah. So, I don't remember what we had this set to. I mean, we could just do something crazy, like 200 milliseconds per character. It doesn't matter, we're only transmitting a handful of them. But that is important. Send file. Boot test solid rocket booster. Yeah. Okay, no. Our pacing still needs to be even slower than that. Reset. Send file. Which means that the first thing I'm going to need to do code-wise here is we will update the ROM. I will remove the printing. I don't think it's important at this point. Oh, I didn't adjust my pacing at all. Serial port. Yeah, let's just go full on. I don't know, that seemed close-ish. Let's do 400. Send file. And dear Lord, yes, I am actually going to write a script to do this. Well, that's odd. Well, that's completely fucking wrong. C28109 OAOD. Wait. Is this the right file? Because let me double check where I was opening this from, because this should be just printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. I feel like I had multiple things. And also, sorry, I'm over here looking at my screen. I did because like I thought I assembled something. Please do bear with. I mean, it's the only one that I see. Crap. I mean, that's gotta be the one. Which means that this must be all screwed up. Yeah, it's from my source folder. That's very odd. Is the timing all off for some weird reason? Is it that my pacing is too slow? That seems unlikely, but I feel like I remember something like that happening. Too far. What are you doing? Get back here. Yeah, so the weird thing is, it's real regular, and that's the same thing it sends every fucking time. Let me take the pacing down to 100, which is probably a poor way to go. 9600, 8 and 1, no flow control. I don't know. Let's bring it down to 100. And if that don't work, then I'll bring it back again. But reset. Send file. Oh, fucking duh. I'm not sending it as binary. That's why. God damn you, TerraTerm. Yep. That is incorrect. Oh, wait, no. 8100, 0010, 000102. So that is actually dead on. So did we not execute anything last time? Well, let's fix that. Let's here we go. Let's do what I love so much and misuse .NET to write tools in C# that don't need to be written in a proper language. They could be just as easily scripted. And I'm going to write a little tool that lets me just dump a binary file in one end and have it automatically calculate the payload size and the load address. Well, I guess I can specify the load address too. But automatically calculate and send the payload size, especially so that I don't have to do that part every time. So then I can just assemble a raw binary and then dump it in here and just like, then we can make it all one part of one nice buildy-do. So let's go to it's just a PC, NES, source, CD tools, make dir, baby. We're making a new one. Actually, let me. What was loader? I was curious about that. Did I start something? I don't think so, but I was very curious. Oh wait, no. No. Oh wait. Were we doing this last time? Let's see. Reveal in Explorer. Let's check the modified date on it. 1/15/2023. Interesting. Is that really? Because the last time I worked on, or the last time I streamed was in April. That is very odd. Is this... Dude. I think this was for 6502 tutor. I'm almost certain. Maybe. I don't know. Regardless. I guess we could use this. So port is new serial port COM9. The thing is, I do have a similar loader. I think this is why I'm confused. Let's see if I go to my users folder. Thank you, Explorer, for making it really hard to get to my home directory. I always love that. Source repos. Green SCSI. I was pretty sure in my history here that we had the. I swore I saw. Yeah, 6502 Tutor Booter. There we go. Because this uses serial as well. This didn't get very far. Very well. Yeah, this looks like the same code, actually. So, or basically the same code. So, F it. I was hoping that it had some of the serial port setup shit in there. Mostly setting up the baud rate. Oh well. Alright, so I cannot remember if you need to open the port first. Oh, wait. I've got this shit on GitHub, son. I sure do. github.com/jmarlin/6502tor. Source. Yeah, I shoved it in here. Here we go. So I mean, this is still pretty bad minimal code, but it will give me. I'm looking for the part where I set up the port because. Oh, it's up here. Port open. And I never set the port speed on here because we don't get to the part in this, right? It just is manually toggling DTR and CTS. Whoops. Okay. All right. Then I'm just going to have to do this my damn self. Without any... No, we do have the IntelliSense on this bad boy. So... The thing is, also, I can't remember if you are supposed to set all this stuff before or after you open the port, but we're going to find out. Port baud rate 9600. Port data bits equals 8. Port parity equals. What kind of field is this? It is of type parity. Parity none. Wait, is data bits actually a number? Okay, yes it is. Good. Is baud rate actually a number? Yes it is. Good. Port dot, the last thing is stop bits equals 1. Of course. Stop bits dot 1. And there's definitely a better way to do that. I'm not going to think about it too much. So what I want to do is I guess I do. Well, okay. I'm just going to do the super lazy thing right now, and I'm going to hard code everything. I'm going to do it very sloppy because I just want to get started. Let's do var. What is this going to be? I'm just going to call it in-stream because I'm not creative. Equals file dot open read And I'm just going to use some arbitrary fixed file name like I'm going to stick with the SRB extension though. Okay, so instream is file overread test SRB. Actually, also using. Let's do it using block because I wanna load this into a. I'm just gonna load it right into a buffer. In the laziest way, just pull the whole thing into memory and then get over it. So let's also var. Actually, we'll make this a byte array. File content equals. Oh, no, that's fine. Then instream dot read. I would like to read the whole thing. Would be cool. There was a way to do that. Can you do it with a stream reader? Using var in reader equals new stream reader using in stream in reader dot read to end. What is this? What does this return for me? Please tell me. I'm hoping it reads me bytes. It's probably going to read me a stream. Oh, frickety. Oh. Sorry. That's why it's all confused and shit. And yep, it reads a frickin' string. I was worried about that. It just feels like there should be a way where I don't have to do this frickin' manually. Like sizing my array manually. I do this for a living. I need you to know. See, I told you I'm not that good at live coding. But the only way to get better is to practice. Okay. Nothing interesting enough to warrant me pausing. Yeah, see, this is my 6502 tutor code. The 6502 tutor always sends a 256 byte initial payload. So yeah. Actually, one thing that is interesting enough to warrant. Okay, so anyway, Wareworm says, I think the EPLDs are EPROM based, so one-time program unless they have a UV window. And the thing is, that was the whole thing that got me wondering if they're one-time programmable anyway, because they make a windowed version. Yeah. So I think the non-windowed ones, I think what it seems to say in the documentation is that you can get the windowed version if you, for development purposes. Then once you have your design down, you can order the non-windowed ones for limited runs and producing them yourself. And then finally they say, and also we offer factory pre-programmed ones for you. So I do believe, I think it's like that. All right, let's get back to how the fuck do you just read a whole file into a buffer in C# without writing it like we're in C. That's like why I'm using a higher level language. Read. I feel like such a noob. Entire file into buffer C#. Read all bytes on the file object. God damn it. I'm so sorry you guys had to witness this. Oh, so that's actually kind of nice. Okay, so it's good. Yeah, I do this for a living. It's not often I have to use this part of the library. File content is file.readAllBytes test.srb. Bam, done. Thank you. Thank you so much, Internet. That is beautiful. Now, yeah, I do think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this little send function, which I wrote as a lambda because, well, not as a lambda, I wrote as an anonymous function because I can, and you can't stop me. And it won't let me zoom in anymore. There we go. Okay, what we're going to do is we are going to sleep for, I'm going to go with 120 milliseconds. It should, since we wait for v blank, it could be like 120 because we print 2 characters. Anyway, let's just set it to freaking 200. System threading. Thread sleep. Let's stick with 200 milliseconds. And let's just... So first, let's make this real easy on ourselves. I'm going to calculate var, actually, yeah, var file length equals, also I believe we have an off by 1 in the ROM right now. I think we have to send 1 more byte than we say we are, I think. We'll find out. File length is what am I doing? What the hell am I doing? File content dot length. Also, I have not been writing any code for like the last month. I have been fucking around with Kubernetes shit. So, my brain, shemush. And I'm going to send file length. We send it blah, 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 blah. Big endian. So file length and, no, let's just do file length, right shift, 8 and 0xff. And file length, right shifted 0 and 0xff. And then we send, oh no, the first thing we do is send the address. So let's just keep sending to 81. We can make this dynamical later. I just need to make sure it works. Then we dump the content. And it really can't hurt just to send an extra byte, because if it starts executing the thing, doesn't matter to us at all, because it's not going to be reading stuff. So if we send one too many and it's not necessary, okay, there's a thing. Very good. Let me make sure it actually builds. The fun thing is, I'm probably going to write I'll update our existing. Actually, I'm going to have to start another project besides the ROM one. Access to the path com9 is denied because I am using it in TerraTerm. That would do it. But it looks like it works. No, it doesn't. Oh, and that file doesn't exist, clearly. So for now, let's just... What am I calling this? Test.srb. In tools, loader, test.srb, and let's just, doesn't matter, insert mode, there we go. Overwrite string, hex string. Let's send the same payload, but without the headers. Why won't you let me delete? Okay. Of course you can't overwrite before we move to the end of the file. And then I would really love to delete this byte. There we go. Was that really so hard? For this guy, it sure was. Because he got no brains. Yay, okay. I mean, presumably it did something. But now, let us take it to the Game-O-Dome. And okay, interesting. So I sent the address as 5100. Was that a fat finger on my part? No. I definitely sent 81. Interesting. I'm dumb. I'm not even going to focus on that window. I didn't put a 0x before that. So, it looks like it worked fine. I think... Because it looked like it was still accepting bytes. Like, if I run this again... Yes, no. Oh, no, it was not. Well, I guess that's good. I guess now let's actually try and send a payload. Let's build and send a payload and see what we get out of it, because... So I was right about... You can see... I can't put a mouse on my NES screen. This also is not useful. You can see... Here we go. At the end of this thing, there is the extra 00 there. So... That means it did before it went off into space, which presumably, hopefully, it's jumping to that code that doesn't do anything. Because it's not code. It did read that extra 0. So that's good to know. Everything is working. So now, we have to build a test.srb. I think for the moment, let us go back just to, because all I really want to see is if it's actually going to start executing code. So let's go to our favorite old online 6502 assembler. Yes, mass work. Work it. And what shall we do? I guess I should probably just put a character on the screen, which is easy. But I have to remember how to do that. Let us go to ye old assembly and remember what the, where's just my like character right? Perkster. Let's look for Perkster. There we are. Perkster calls Perkster. Cool. All right, so this is the part where it waits for vblank. Blah, 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 all the stuff I don't care about because I'm just going to it's looking up the tile number from the character number. And then all of this cursor advanced stuff. So it's just this. And, oh, right. Okay, so we have to double check what screen address Dart says. I could also just look at the NES doc, but it's in here, right? So, come on, go back to the beginning. I mean, right, so this screen address thing is a 0-page location. And in it, apparently we are initializing it to 2021? I guess. All right, I'm just gonna look at the NES documentation. Can you tell that it's been a friggin' minute? Oh, NES. Like, I don't even remember the name of that NES docs site anymore. Whatever. NES hardware documentation. NESDev. There we go. We're getting back to it. NESDev. Vitio. PPU. Nee. Oh no, I don't want. Right, so I need to remember where the name tables are, and that's pretty much it. I will also pull up the memory map and the registers. But the registers are pretty straightforward because the only one I need is the write data thing. Which one is that called? PPU data? Yeah. Which was 2007. So we're gonna write 2007 twice. That is all or no, 3 times, because you write the address and then you write the data, right? Yeah. No, right. You there's a PPU address register, isn't there? Yeah, PPU address. Right. So you write the address to PPU address, then you write the data to PPU data. I am getting there. So yeah, let's start there. Load A. ...2006. Wow. No. Wait. I don't have the address yet. That's why my brain is going crazy. Yes, so... my code says 11, which I think makes sense, because I think 00... we might be able to see it on this screen, but I think it is. I think the 00 mostly falls off the screen. So, yeah, let's put it at 11. But... so, 2000... would be 00. That's why 2021. I figured so, because it's 2000 plus hex 20 would be another line, because that would be 32, and these are 32 tiles wide. That makes sense. So yeah, our address is going to be 2021. So load A, literal 20, store A. 2006, load A, literal 21, store A 2006, which was what the code I just looked at was doing, but I did not trust myself. And then load A, and I have to remember what the character numbers are. Because I'm pretty sure, now this is a place where I can look at the code, but since I made my own character ROM, I think they just correspond directly to the ASCII characters in question. Right? Oh, I am not using the right find tool. Aperture. Okay. So... blah, blah, blah. Yes. Yes. So the character is in A, and it literally corresponds 1-to-1. So I should be able to, because it just dumps whatever's in A into that PPU location. So I should be able to literally just do load A literal. Hopefully this assembler supports this. Literal, I don't know. Let's make it something obvious. Literal hash. And then finally, we'll just do our good old hang. Jump hang. And this will be our payload. And assembly failed. Of course it did. Probably because it does not know. Yeah. Okay, fine. What is... back to the classic ASCII table. Because my brain can't memorize anything. 23, they say. And I need to actually, I'm glad that I ran into that roadblock, because I need to actually store that. I didn't do that part yet. Assemble. Okay. Lovely, thank you. Beautiful. Download binary. Standard binary. Generate. And we're just going to save that motherfucker as documents. It's just a PC. NES. Source. Tools. Loader. Gotta set that to all files. And test.srb. Save that shit. And let's frickin' do this thing. I bet it's not gonna run. If it does, that's gonna be soups neat. Okay, let us go to the game. Reset the frame. .NET run. Well, it sure did something. That's fascinating. Oh, I wonder if... Because if you don't wait for v-blank... The reason we wait for v-blank before changing the writing characters to the screen is writing PPU memory during display can fuck shit up. So if we're lucky, all we did was that just now. Let me go ahead and reset this guy. I mean, the cool thing is it looked like it definitely tried to jump into something. I'll take that. You know, it might not be a terrible idea also. I'm going to go ahead with this really quick. I'm going to add the... Let's see. Add the v-blank wait. Sure. Yeah, this thing. Bit 2002 BPL, back to this. Oh, I also am publishing the address of print character. Maybe I should just do that. Wait. Also, another silly thing is I did not do an org, and I need to org this thing to 8,100, because, yeah, two things, right. Let's just call directly to this, because, yeah. And where, symbols.txt. And printer F692. So I should just be able to call F692 in my code. Hopefully. Oh, hey, you want to see this screen? Not this screen, this screen. Let us go back to mass work, close, and yeah, fuck all this. Two things. One, because it's that jump is going to do weird shit because it's jumping to an absolute address, and the absolute address is wrong. So let's org 8100, and yeah, let us load a... Oh Lord, what was that? 23? I think it was 23. Help me, ASCII table. Hex 23 pound. Cool. Trust yourself. Load A23, and then JSR, right? Oh my god, it's been way too long since I've been writing 6502. It's going to be F692, but, well, we'll find out quickly. F692, ensemble. Cool, okay. That seems to have done stuff. So hopefully this will actually call to... See, this is the nice thing why I wrote this little stub loader. It's going to be very helpful to just be able to like build shit, and then in a minute when I get it a little bit more zhuzhed up, once I've proven that this is actually executing code the way I want it to, we can zhuzh that up and literally just like have a build and run go thing build script, so that we don't have to keep futzing. Shall we go for it? Assemble, download binary, save as, all files, test solid rocket booster. I don't remember what serial binary? Is that why SRB? I had a reason. And then the reason just became, that's funny. All right, back over to the game. We are in reset, or we are in waiting for bytes. .NET run. Oh, yay! Yeah. Again, I also need to be quiet. I just realized, because I think my wife just put the kid to bed. But I felt like we got this far last time, but I don't know. I'll take it. So our bootloader is fucking working. Let me take a second, drink some drink, read some read, and then I think the next step is we'll set up a build environment with a nice little buildy script, just like we had for the ROM. I think I probably should. Sorry, I have a broken computer case under my desk here, and the face is falling off on me. Build a little skeleton project so that we can start doing shit with the fucking floppy controller. Yes. Here's the question of the hour. Actually, I'm going to heat up my soldering iron right now because there is the question of, so how do we keep doing our serial bit bang if one of the pins that we're using is on the floppy controller, right? When we have the floppy plugged in. So I am actually right now going to handle that issue by unsoldering that wire. And I'll just put a single pin to the side. I like how this whole time I was kind of wondering, not in super specific, but I was like, the pull direction on this is interesting. There must be a pull up on the chip. I wired in the pull up on the pin. I mean, this has become more obvious now that I've rebuilt this card, but still, that's pretty good. Okay, let us break off a single pin. And this is going to be tricky. You know what I'll do is I will take some more pins. I will put them adjacently. Then I shall put in my desired pin. With great dexterity. There we go. And then I shall plug a header on top of all of them. There we go. That's called engineering. And then we'll just do the old desolder, resolder. You know what's super annoying is I don't know what on earth I did with my tweezers, those SparkFun tweezers that I've been using this whole time. Those things rock. I should really have more than one pair of them. And I was using them for handling stuff over at the PCB station. But they're not there. I did something with them. And lo, they are gone. Oh, I am going to need a pin for ground too. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, there is my input pin. Let me do a quick ground pin. Because ground is so useful, let me just take these pins that I have already... Haha, no, never mind, I'm just kidding. Because I can't fit all of them. Let's try this again. So like I said, I will use 5 of those. And just solder those bad boys to the ground rail. Happy little solder blobs. Happy little solder blocks. Okay, there we go. There's all the soldering for this episode. Let's just make sure we're still in business real quick. On with the power. Let's go over to the game screen. Everything is broken. Shit has fallen apart. Cool. Yeah, I bet it's because of that pole. It should still be saying okay. Yeah, I think it thinks it's loading data. Yes. Because our pull-up is not there, so let me add a pull-up. Or, yeah, I'll just add a pull-up. What was I using there? I don't know what that is, but it's a brown, a black, and a red. Brown, black, red. I'm sure it doesn't really matter what pull-up I use for this. Remember when I said I was going to pause? Hey, there's the air conditioning. Remember when I said I was going to pause and drink some drink and read some chat? Heady days those were. Hey. I can tell you, I've gotten this much better. At least I can tell you I know for a fact that that is some round number of Ks. So remember when I said I was done with the soldering for the episode? I lied to you. You should have known better than to trust me. There. This goes here. Soldering iron goes back on. Bubbity 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 boo. I like soldering, do you? And if you're wondering, isn't that input like important? Yeah, it's the disk detect pin, and it's software driven, or rather software read. The hardware doesn't really give a shit about it, and my software is also not going to give a shit about it, so NBD. Okay, that seems good enough. Let's use these cool side cutters. I know I didn't zoom into my desk. I'm sorry. It just didn't strike me as important enough. Clean things up a little bit. Now let's see if we're back in business. You know, I took the bar off the top of this thing for some good reason that I now don't remember. Let's find out what that was. There was a good reason. I know everything clears this just fine. There we go. Okay. Try sending a payload. Make sure everything is fully kosher. DOSNet run. Lovely. Okay, let us proceed to cleaning this up, sending this file and the load location in as arguments, and setting up a project for I don't know, writing stuff to the thing. Let me before I do that, let's have a chat, shall we? All right. So Dave was saying lots of stuff about this CPLD situation. The XC73XX can be viewed as a really big PAL 22 V10. I did pick that up from the documentation of it. And yeah, because it says in the documentation, they even support importing 22 V10 JED files to combine multiple proven 22 V10 designs into one EPLD. Then they talked about the one-time programming. And Taco Man, I saw this. What did I miss? Had to take care of my dad for a bit. No worries. We're slow moving over here. Just working on a serial bootloading building environment deal. And then maybe trying to get some of my floppy code over there. We haven't been going too long, so I feel a real potential there. Worm said erasable, yes, via UV light. And Dave said yes, he sees that. Available in plastic and ceramic leaded chip carriers and QFPs. Package options include both windowed ceramic for design prototypes and one-time programmable plastic versions for cost-effective production volume. They do have examples in the app notes for using them as SD-RAM controllers for a Pentium. That sounds fun and interesting. Oh, and Trey said, don't apologize, we get better by doing it, and it only matters if it works. Damn right, Trey. Dave said, you can always design using 8 PAL 22 V10s and then combine them into one file to program the 7372. It's not the making the programming file that concerns me. Dave said, or laser ablate a couple of them down to the top of the silicon and epoxy in a quartz window. Yeah. No, it's the physical part of the programming that's I think going to be my biggest impediment. At least I think. But yeah, Worm said erase them with X-rays. Dave said I need someone to write the 6502 firmware for my 80 column card. Not it. I can't write 6502 firmware for my hardware, so coding projects and stuff gave me ye old. Is that a dab? Is that a frickin' dab emoji? Very nice. When I got that hash showing up. Trey said, congrats, and Dave is off to pick up pizza. I was about to say that sounds really good, and then I remembered that I literally just ate dinner, so maybe I should watch myself. Alright, y'all. So, first order of business is take a swig of beer. Subsequently, switch to the correct screen. Subsequently, swig a can of Coke. Subsequently, let's start by... I'm not going to clean this up all that much, but I am going to just augment this with some arguments. So, yeah, let's just... like I said, I'm not going to worry about this too much. I am just going to args 0. I don't think they include the executable name, but we will see. And then for the load location, we'll do var load address equals int 32 int16 is in fact a thing. I should just use that. Dot. We're just going to have it straight up parse and fall over. I am not going to program in any error handling. So int16 parse args1. Now, you know what would be cleaner? Let's make the file the second argument and the location to load it to the first argument. I feel like that is better. And then we will replace this with, I will just steal these two lines. Oops. I'm also very good at Vim key bindings. Okay, so instead of sending file length, we will send load address, and we will send load address. There you go. And actually, let's make this a uint16. Cool, cool, cool. So that should be that. We should hopefully get the same behavior if I power this bad boy on, and we're going to do .NET run. It's dash dash, and we're going to do 8100. Oh, shit. I also need to set my base, because it's all about that base. I don't remember. Is it a number style? Hex number. Interesting. Let's see. .NET run 8100 test.srb, and let us move over to here, reset. Let's see if that takes. Yay, cool. Okay, so now we've got that as a command line tool, and we can plop it in a script. So how about we, I'm just going to do this in Explorer. Wait, no, I'm in a command line. Why wouldn't I just do it in the command line? You foolish man. Let's just... how do I want to do this? So I already have, let's see, ls*.ps1. So we have link.ps1, which is named, I'm going to rename that right now. Move link.ps1 to buildrom.ps1. And then I am going to copy buildrom.ps1 to make a file called buildram.ps1. Why not? And that is going to be our build script for building and programming to RAM. And now we're just going to need to make all of the support files for that. So code buildram.ps1. Oh, one thing I know that we're going to need is, let's copy. So link.cfg is the CC65 linker script, basically. That says where all of our areas are. I think I'll pretty much keep it exactly. Well, no, I'm loading to a different area, so actually I do probably want to change that up a touch. Oh yeah, and I forgot, I want to play with actually writing code in C, which is, I think, going to be a little bit funky, but we can turn around things quite quickly now, so why not give it a shot? Yes, so copy link.cfg to, let's just call it linkram.cfg. And let us, yes, now start editing code, build ram.ps1, and so we're building this basic.asm, and for now, I'm just going to keep with assembly, but I'm going to call this, I don't know, let's call it ram main.asm, out ram main.o, and then we use ld65 to link the damn thing. Sure, I will also dump my symbols to another file called ramsymbols.txt. We are going to output I mean, should I dump it in the tools directory? I can't just, no. Let's just dump. Let's keep calling it an SRB for no good reason. And let's call it, oh fuck, is the format specified in the CFG file? I need to see. Or does it determine it based on the file name? Because that would be annoying if it's based on the file name. I don't remember. Where is my link.cfg? No. It does not specify the output type there. Okay, so let's do this. Let's output ram, I don't know, just ram.bin. Use link ram.cfg. As our input, we will use ram main.o, and then we will copy ram.bin to ram.srb. Actually, hell, let's just move it entirely. And then we will cd into tools load, what did I call it? Loador. This is what I get for spelling it funny. Tools loador. And then .NET run, and we will just always load at 8100 for now, and we will use //ram.srb. Let's check it out. Let's try it. So the main thing is, let's check that the linker configuration. Make sure that makes any kind of sense. It's not really gonna matter right now. Wait, yes it is. Yes it is. Right. So for the moment, so we're telling the thing that we just own all of the memory space, and that's still fine. I don't need any of these. What I do need, I guess it's fine for this thing to think that the code area is all read-only. Makes sense to me. But it's going to start at 8100. And then I am defining that in here, right? Yes. So let us start with new file, ram main.asm. Yes, 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 yes. And we'll start there. And let's just steal our code from earlier, from Masswork. And I don't need the org now, because that is set by the linker. And RAM main. Blah blah blah. There we go. But let's change the symbol. Actually, let's check really quick because I swear to God this works in CA65. Let's just double check. But otherwise, same code. And now, let's try build. Let's get these out of my freaking way. Build ram.ps1. And I guess I should switch over to the game part. And you'll just have to assume what's going on over in my console. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Well, that's weird. It has decided that that is an empty file. Interesting. My command line has not printed anything, fascinatingly enough. It's just hung. Why would it be entirely hung? Very odd. Okay, what's wrong with my build script? Build ram.ps1. I cannot read. Here it is. So it should have made ram main.o. One would think. Made ram main.o. Ram symbols.txt, which is empty. I feel like it should be. Oh no, here's code main. It's 7 bytes long. No, it's 8 bytes long, sorry. So that looks good. Let me open ram.srb, reveal in File Explorer, and open with XVI32. Fascinating. Oh, you know what? Interesting. Right, so here's the thing. Is I told it to make a 64K ROM image. I did in the link configuration. That's true. I don't think that's the cause of our woes, but that is true. It is odd. Let's see, is this still up? It said the payload is 0, right? But the payload is 64K. I know why. We don't have an off by 1. We're telling it that the thing is... Well, we're telling it how big it is. We're having a... The size is too big to send. That's what's up here. If you want to see something fun... No, let us not see something fun. Let's just say that this starts at 8100 and is... I don't know. Let's just make it a couple K to start with, because that's fine. Oh god, I am editing the wrong file. Whoops. Link RAM. Okay, right. So this should start at 8100 and its size right now. Again, I'm just going to keep 2 That's 2K, right? Because 400 hex is 1K? I always screw this up. Anyway, so, yes. So I guess technically it is an off by 1. It's that we should be... Yeah, it's technically an off by... Whatever. It doesn't matter, and I don't care. Sorry, I didn't share my screen again. I updated my my link configuration so that the object that we're creating starts at 8100, while our main code segment also starts at 8100, so they will line up, and 8100 will be the beginning of the binary, and then the binary will only be 800 hex bytes long. Let's try this again. And that's why the loader was that's why it was sitting there forever too, because it was sending 64K with a pacing of like 2 milliseconds between each byte. Not ideal. So now, this will still take a while. I'll need to knock down this thing size again unless we are to update the ROM, but let's press on anyhow. We'll see, this is going to take a while, because if it's 2 milliseconds per and we're sending, 2048 bytes, that's 2048 times, well, so that's going to be 1/5 of a second per byte. So it's going to be 2048 divided by 5 seconds. We can watch it go, at least. Yeah. Here we go. And then maybe I should go ahead and think about getting rid of that character printing part. Yeesh. Oh, fuck. Cannot overwrite the SRB file. That probably makes sense. I need to force, move, force, move, -FOR. Good enough. Power on. Reset. Reset, damn you. Does it need to be flushed? Is that what's up? Unplug. Replug. Huh. Interesting, that. Probably want to figure that out at some point. I'm sure it's just I need to add a little weight at power up times, because it's probably bouncy power and whatnot. Dave said, needs echo on off commands. Stop things being echoed to the screen during uploads. I mean, I'm doing that purposefully right now. I'm going to turn it off. And oh well, yeah. No, you're right, because then I can do that in the Monodora. Okay, here we go again, for real. And now this is the part where it will take 3 days. But that totally worked. So shall I? I'm afraid to remove the pacing entirely. But I mean, I guess I can try. Because I ain't waiting for this. Okay, so let us make ROM changes. Let's actually go over here for a second. And what we should really probably do is... No, fuck it, I'm doing this. I'm doing this the dumb, basic, easy way. I was going to say make a quick one-character command for entering the serial load mode, but I don't feel like doing that, and I'm going to be doing nothing but serial loads for the foreseeable future, so let's not even worry about that. What I want to do is literally just... Where's the print part that actually does the print? Get and print. What all the fuck was this doing? It's jumping to get serial, then pushing what it got, and then jumping to out hex to print it, and then pulling what it got, and then returning. And for some reason, these lines don't have anything to do with anything and are there. Oh, they're part of the floppy stuff. So, okay, I'm going to keep that there, but I'm just going to replace these all with get serial. Get and print. Get serial. Ooh, I wish I had some cereal to get right now, I'm telling you. So freaking snacky lately. Get cereal. Get cereal. Sweet. Okay, that should be that. Let's go for it. Oh, you know, while I'm at it, I mean, I was thinking about trying to do some figuring of why sometimes it's flaky at the startup and thinks that the thing is grounded, which is probably because it's grounded. I'm just not going to worry about that for right now. I can just keep resetting the thing. It does not matter. So I'm just gonna fucking build this, bro. Build rom.ps1. And I think we're built. Where is my programmer? Is it buried underneath this pot? Yes, it is. It's over here. Oh, it's been a while since we've done this. Yank out the thingy so we can put the thingy into the thingy, and then it will be in the thingy for programming the thingy. And I have to figure out how to survive without my sweet little tweezies. And hopefully this works on the first try, just like everything always does. XG Pro, get over here, bro. Yes, that is the right chip. Load, browse, basic.bin, pin. Fucking how are we doing this? starting from 8,000? Well, we'll find out. Yeah? Alright, FFFC, FFFD, FFFE, FFFF. Sure. What's up with these? Those look weird. Why would that be there? I don't know. It makes me feel ill at ease. What did I do? What did I do? I don't know what I just did. I guess let's just try loading from 0? No, that is definitely wrong. Was I right the first time? Surely I was right the first time. Hey, you know how I can double check this? By fucking reading the thing. Okay, no, that's what it looks like. Weird. I have no idea what those are about. That's a section I put in there for a reason that that is now totally escaping me. Whatever. Let's not worry about it if it works. So load at an offset of 8,000. Okay. Beautiful program. Yes. You get the hell out of here. Hopefully we won't see you for a long time. You get on in here. And into the... I almost called the NES the programmer. Who is programming who? The NES or me? Okay, we are strapped in. Let's try build RAM again. Oh, and before we do that, actually, of course, we need to tab. I am going to initially remove the pacing from this entirely. That is not how you comment in C#. There you go. Actually, let me set the stop bits to as many stop bits as I can muster, which I guess is 2. Because this thing isn't going to care about it, because I'm pretty sure it waits for the line to go back high. It's something I can check, but pretty sure having extra long 2 stop bits should be sufficient and give me enough time to let it write what it just got to memoir without having to put any extra weights in there. We'll see. We'll see. That's sure is a theory. All right. That said, I think we're ready to try it again. Power on. Okay, bro. Build it up, and here we go. Yay! Okay, cool. So that was nice and fast-ish. I wonder how fast we can shove over a 64K file. Let's not do that right now, though. So the cool, fun thing is now, let's make this a slight bit bigger, I suppose. We're at 205. I think I will go to an hour, or an hour, 3 hours. Okay, so hopefully you can see the code somewhat here. And now the really friggin' neat thing is we should be able to just, let's replace this with an exclamation mark. Cool. Let's reset this. Cool. Let's run build RAM, and if you give it a minute, haha, let's change it to, I don't know, some shit. Actually, theoretically, if we go back here so I can remember how the shit this works, how does printing strings work? Sector, read, attempt message, string pointer. So there's a 0-page address called string pointer, which is probably one of the dumber ways I could have done this, but whatever. Also, this is also a point at which we can, oh, I got rid of that cool, like, system call thing, didn't I? It's probably still bumping around here. There's so much crap in here, but anyway, yeah. So how's about, okay, so string pointer is at 03, so this should be as relatively easy as ASCII Z. Wait. Yeah, okay, sorry. Right, and then, oh, I have to give that a label. It's been a while. I don't know. Dumbass string. And then we do, so hopefully I exported print string in my symbols.txt, which no, of course I didn't. That's annoying. But that actually should be fine because all I need to do is go back here, look for the definition of print string. Really? Oh, right, it was all one word. And then do global print stir, and then rebuild this, since I didn't actually change any code, but now it should be exporting that. So if I do build ROM, blah, that should dump me that symbol in my symbols list, and there we are. It is F674. So F674 is the location of that subroutine in ROM. And now theoretically, what is that, load a, what the hell is the syntax for that? I was just looking at it and I don't know what it is. Print string. Okay. Yeah, so it is just like pound less, pound greater. So literal, the small part of the address of dumbass string, and then store that in S01E63, which is the actual location of, that's like the literal address of that 0 page location for string pointer. Then load A, the high portion of the dumbass string address stored in 04, and you know what we have to do? You know what we have to do? What we have to do. This is not an option. It is what we have to do. Is this. And let's go whole hog. I don't think that subroutine modifies the string pointer, but hey, why not? Okay, you ready for this? Oh shit. Fuck. Well, that's fine. It pooped on itself. Seems good. Seems good. Oh! God damn it. Because it's trying to execute this string. How about that? But see, look at this. Look at this. Because I have the serial bootloader, I just change it and I run it again. And there we go. There it is. Oh man, that's sick. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. We really need to get back to floppy shit. So I need to take a whiz. Let us make a quick break, as they say, and I shall be back in, give me 5. All right, I'm going to mute. You guys can enjoy. Hello, can you hear me now? So that's cool. Here's what I'm going to do now. I am going to copy over the floppy controller code. I am also going to go get my floppy drive. One moment. So this thing is gonna be in horrible condition and is like, it's just been getting dusty for the last, I was gonna say month, but it hasn't been a month. It's been, when's the last time that we plugged the floppy drive into this piece of shit? I just unplugged the GoTech and then put the cable down. I need the cable. So, yes, let us see. I need power to this power supply, don't I? Well, let's plug this in and plug this in. Make sure I have it the right way around. There we go. Okay, now let's get you some power. And make you some room to set, I guess. Terrible. Okay. And so we have a power supply, and I had some headers on here somewhere. Yes, I do. Let's see. One header, ha ha ha. Two headers, ha ha ha. Four headers, ha ha ha. Oh god. For a second I was very concerned that I would completely forget what order the power rails go in, but thanks to GoTech for labeling their shit, 5-volt is left side. But my wire came dewired, which is not going to do me much good. Wareroom says GoTech time. Yes, but no. So I want to start with being able to see the obvious things like seeking the thing. I think I will move to the GoTech shortly, but I remember the last time that we were messing with the GoTech, it was a surprising amount of a headache to like get the goddamn thing configured correctly. Oh my god, I am destroying this. Oh, hey, X-Acto knives. Always fun. Always safe. Anyway, so I don't feel like dealing with that right now. We'll potentially deal with that next time. But yes, so let me talk while I'm working about my thoughts here. I am going to try just moving the existing code over that has been unused for about 3 forevers over there in the ROM code. I am going to pull all of the floppy code over to this new assembly file I got going on, and we are going to send it. Oh wow, I managed to cut myself. X-Acto knives, always safe. I can't even tell where I cut myself. X-Acto knives, always a good choice. Never dangerous. Anyhow, so that should, for starters, at least allow me to see that the drive is seeking to the right track, and so on and so forth. This soldering is not going well. Maybe this is why this didn't work last time. E.g., I mean, why it broke just now. Well, if you don't have a little bit of blood on your fingers, can you even really say you did real work? Yes, you can. And in fact, people who are good at their jobs often don't hurt themselves while doing their jobs. Okay, there we go. Recover. Turn off that soldering iron before I melt myself. Note that this floppy needs to be in totally not the space that I cleared out. There, that's good. No one could possibly complain about that. Okay. 5 volts. Groundy ground. Other groundy ground. Other ground. Yet another. Oh no. Wow. Yeah. That's not a ground. That is 12 volts. There is a subtle difference. Okay, cool. So that's on camera. That's nice. Let me see if any of these connectors over here actually have power going into them. Yes. Yes, sir. It makes a clicking sound. I hope that's good. I hope I wired everything in the right way around. The drive is spinning. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, my. I think I did something wrong. Like, maybe with the power? The controller chip on that is flaming hot. So maybe I'm gonna need a different floppy drive real quick. Yeah. I do not trust this suddenly. But surely we get more drives. I know with certainty that I have another drive. I just can't remember where I put it. Wait, I know where I put it. Shit, remember that broken case that I was telling you was under my desk? No, it's not in there. Oh, spooky. Damn. Ooh. Maybe it's inside this. Sweet. Okay, so here's the thing, is, I don't know if you noticed that, but I almost set fire to that last floppy drive, so I don't want to do that again, preferably. So I am going to, what should I do? I feel like for that much burnination, like surely it was my power that was wrong. Oh hey, I figured out where I cut myself. Cool. Let's double check on that GoTech again. What its pin said, because it would be really funny if I read it wrong. Yeah, 5 volts is on the inside. It's possible that I abused that drive so much before that it finally just took a shit. Hard to say. I guess we'll find out in a second here when I turn this on and also burn out this drive. Fingers crossed. The chip is still cold so far. The part where I'm worried that it might just be that I'm super stupid is if I have this upside down, which is a real possibility. Oh, you know how I could pretty reasonably have a good guess? So one of the things is on this old boy, all of the grounds are okay. So all the grounds are on the odd pins. So pin 1 is a ground on this side. And on this side, what would this be? Okay, I have to think about this for a second. So pin 1 is gonna be it would appear that that is a ground. I don't think that is screwed up. I don't think. Let's find out.